Ryan, how did it go today? You went to the employment office, right? Find anything good?
Nah, I didn't go today.
Excuse me? Why not? Didn't you call out from your shift specifically for that?
That was the plan, but I thought about it and decided now just isn't the right time.
Not the right time? You've been out of work for a whole year. When is the right time to look for a job?
See, that urgency of yours is really your biggest weakness, babe.
My biggest weakness? Right. And yours would be what exactly? Because from where I'm standing, it looks a lot like doing absolutely nothing.
People who look like they're standing still are actually the ones diving the deepest, you know?
Oh yeah? To me, it looks like you're splashing around in a puddle.
That's just the surface. Underneath, I'm going deeper than the Mariana Trench, okay? Life isn't a race, it's a conversation with yourself.
I'm getting a headache. You blew off work and the job search, and that's your excuse?
It's not blowing off, okay? It's just that my current life phase is different. You wouldn't understand. I'm actually going through a lot right now.
Going through a lot? You quit your job. You're barely showing up to your part-time shifts. You don't do any housework. Can you explain exactly what is so hard?
The fact that you're even asking that just shows you still don't see the big picture. Doing nothing is actually the hardest thing to do.
That is genuinely one of the most ridiculous things you have ever said to me. And you have said a lot of ridiculous things.
You only think it's ridiculous because you haven't done the inner work. Most people are too busy chasing deadlines to ever stop and ask themselves what they really want.
I know what I want. I want a husband who contributes. That's what I want.
See, that's exactly the scarcity mindset talking. You're measuring life in paychecks.
Look, you can watch all the self-help content you want. That's your choice. But we are a married couple. You're not some single guy with no responsibilities. Get it together.
A social media influencer I follow literally said this: "Don't be a slave to the system." You're still thinking with an old mindset, Amy. You need to upgrade your thinking before you get left behind.
Left behind by what exactly?
By the new era! Only the people who invest in themselves are going to survive what's coming. You need to level up your mindset and commit to results.
You realize you just told me to commit to results while explaining why you haven't done anything for 12 months?
Short-term thinking, that's your whole problem right there.
I really don't want life advice from someone whose entire personality is motivational poster quotes.
You just can't handle real talk.
Real talk would be a job application. What you're doing is called avoidance.
I'll send you a link. There's this guy online who explains it way better than I can. Completely changed how I see the world.
Please don't. Amy, Ryan told me you were giving him a hard time. You need to be more supportive. More supportive? I think I've been incredibly patient, if I'm being honest. Patient? You don't even try to understand Ryan's deep thinking. You just shoot him down. Deep thinking? You actually think what he's been doing qualifies as deep thinking? Of course! Ryan is my pride and joy. He's going to be someone great one day. This is just his preparation phase. Mom, he has been in this preparation phase for over a year. At some point, the preparation has to end and the actual doing has to begin. Great things take time. You can't rush a person's development. I am not rushing him. I'm pointing out that he hasn't taken a single concrete step in 12 months. There's a difference. Could you please stop enabling him? Excuse me? You think you have any right to comment on how I raised my son? He's not your child anymore. He's a grown adult and my husband. Your job as his parent was done a long time ago. It's time to let him stand on his own. No matter how old they get, a child is always a child, and a parent is always a parent. That's a beautiful sentiment, but if all it means is making excuses for him, it does more harm than good. How dare you! I'm not saying this to attack you. I'm saying it because I genuinely believe Ryan could be capable of more if anyone in his life expected more of him. I expect great things from him. I always have. Expecting greatness and shielding him from every consequence are two very different things. You can't have both. You make it sound like I've ruined him. That's a horrible thing to say. I know Ryan had a rough time at his last job. That's why I supported him when he quit. I even told him he didn't have to rush back. He could stay home and manage the household if he wanted. I make enough to support us both. Well, then why are you criticizing him at all? Because Ryan said he wanted to find new work. I understand the job market is tough, but he made that choice himself. He said he'd put in the effort, and I believed him and waited. Well, then keep waiting and keep quiet. And this is the result of me keeping quiet. He barely lifted a finger toward finding a job. He started skipping even his part-time shifts. I can't accept failure after genuine effort. What I can't accept is someone who won't even try. Oh, you are such a cold person, Amy. A good wife trusts her husband and stands by him. I stood by him for a year. That's enough. I'm being sent abroad for a year-long work assignment soon. I was hoping to see at least some real effort from Ryan before I left, but nothing has changed. An overseas assignment? And you're just going to leave him alone? Well, he's a grown man. He'll be fine. You are unbelievable. Most wives would at least try to arrange things before abandoning their household. I have arranged things. I've asked him repeatedly to step up. He's declined repeatedly. I've done my part. Well then, if that's how you feel, why don't you just get a divorce? Ryan would be perfectly fine without you, and frankly, I'd be thrilled. Divorce? You know what? You might be onto something. Let me talk to Ryan about it. Maybe it'll be the wake-up call he needs. Oh, don't be dramatic. I was making a point. So was I. In the end, nothing changed. I handed him the divorce papers, watched him sign them, and still nothing. I guess the threat of losing me wasn't enough to shake him.
Come on, I tried!
Tried how? As far as I could see, you skipped the job search and skipped your shifts the same as always.
I spent way more time in self-reflection. I raised my level of conscious awareness.
What?
I read that meditation is great for personal growth, so I've been really dedicating time to facing my inner mindset, sitting with myself.
So let me get this straight. Since I brought up divorce, you've basically just been sitting quietly?
Thanks to you, I've grown so much, Amy. I can basically feel my future self saying, "Good job" to me right now.
Your future self should be sending you a resume, not congratulations.
You don't get it. Growth isn't always visible. It happens on the inside first.
Ryan, we had an agreement. You said you'd make real progress. 2 weeks later, you're telling me you've been sitting quietly and calling it growth.
Easy. Look, I'm evolving every day. I'm upgrading. Pretty soon, I'll be making way more than you and taking care of you.
I'm one of the higher earners in my field, just so you know. You haven't had a real job in over a year. Please don't joke like that.
I'm not shackled to the system like you are. And what matters isn't working for someone else, it's being the one who owns. My last boss failed me because he couldn't handle someone operating at my level.
Your last boss had a problem with you showing up late consistently and missing deadlines. I was there, Ryan. I remember the conversations.
That's a very surface-level reading of the situation.
And blaming him for your shortcomings is a very convenient one.
People of vision are always misunderstood by people who are still stuck in conventional thinking. It's honestly a pattern throughout history.
Please do not compare yourself to a historical visionary right now. I am begging you.
I'm just saying, the greats were never appreciated in their time.
Okay, I think I understand where you stand. I'm not coming home tonight. I fly out tomorrow afternoon for my overseas assignment. I'm already packed. I'll stay at a hotel.
You're really leaving without even trying to sort things out?
I spent 2 weeks watching you sort nothing out while I handed you every reason to. We're done sorting.
Smart move. Maximum efficiency. Don't worry about the house while you're gone. I've got it handled.
Please, just don't do anything to the house.
Relax. I'm a man of vision. Trust the process.
That is exactly what I'm afraid of.
Amy! Welcome home! I've been waiting!
Oh, hello.
That's it? Hello? It's been a year! Show some excitement! And you never once reached out while you were away. Is that how you treat people?
Sorry, I was busy.
A whole year and not one message? Not even to check in on the house? On me?
I trusted you to handle things, as you said.
I did handle things. That's actually what I want to talk to you about. Hey, I've got a surprise for you. You're still at the airport, right? Just wait until you get home. You're gonna be amazed.
A surprise? What did you do?
Okay, so while you were overseas, I went ahead and had a second home built on the property.
I'm sorry, what?
Listen, in today's world, owning a single home is a liability. So from a risk management standpoint, upgrading the property was a strategic necessity. Building a second unit ensures long-term flexibility and sustainability. That's just smart planning.
Ryan, stop talking and answer me directly. There is a building on my property that was not there when I left.
A really nice one, too. Mom has great taste. We went back and forth on the layout for a while, but I think we landed on something solid.
Your mother was involved in this.
Of course! She's been super supportive this whole year, actually. Way more collaborative than I expected. It was kind of like a whole project management situation, which was great for my skill development.
Where did the money come from? And whose land is it built on?
The land, it's already our property, the yard. And money-wise, don't stress about it. I took out a mortgage in your name.
In my name, without my knowledge.
Getting pre-approval would have slowed down the momentum, so I took initiative and made the call myself. That's what decisive leadership looks like.
Ryan, I need you to listen to me very carefully. Did you use my personal information to take out a loan without my consent?
I handled the paperwork. It was fine. The bank didn't have any issues.
That is not what I asked you.
This is exactly the kind of reaction I was afraid of. You focus on process instead of outcomes. The outcome is a beautiful new home on the property. That's what matters.
I have no idea what you've walked into. I'll be home within the hour.
See? Told you you'd be excited once it sank in.
That is not excitement. I'm looking at it right now. When you said second home, I thought you meant a small addition. This is a full structure.
Exactly. Go big or go home, right? Well, in this case, go big and go home.
How long did construction take?
About 8 months start to finish. The last 4 were mostly interior work. Mom was really hands-on with the finishing touches.
8 months. And neither of you thought to call me even once?
I wanted it to be a surprise. You love surprises.
I have never said that. Not once in the time we have known each other.
Well, most people love surprises.
I need you to tear it down.
What? That's insane! It can't be done!
I don't care if it's difficult. Make it happen. This is not a request.
You're being completely irrational right now. Maybe take a breath, get some rest after the long flight, and we can talk about this when you're thinking clearly.
I'm thinking very clearly, which is why I need to tell you something.
What?
We've been divorced for a year.
What?
Well, you signed the papers before I left. I filed them the day I flew out. The divorce has been finalized for 12 months.
You're joking!
I am not. You are not my husband. You are not my anything. You are a stranger who has constructed an illegal building on my private property using fraudulent financial documents in my name. Tear it down. Get off my property. I'll be contacting a lawyer today. Amy, when did you and Ryan get divorced? You knew I had Ryan sign the divorce papers. I knew about the signing, but I didn't think you'd actually go through with it. Why wouldn't I go through with it? I told you clearly what was happening. Well, I thought that was a scare tactic. That's all it seemed like at the time. It was not. I was being direct. I went abroad and filed the papers the same day. But there was no warning. We didn't know. The county mailed a notification to the house. You should have received it. Oh, actually, now that you mention it, there was some small envelope from the city hall. Did you throw it away? I didn't know it was important. You threw out official government correspondence without opening it? It looked like junk mail. How was I supposed to know? The return address was from the county clerk's office. That is never junk mail. Well, I'm sorry. Not everyone scrutinizes every envelope that comes through the door. Apparently not. This is your fault for sneaking around. We are the victims here. Well, that's interesting, because if I recall correctly, you were the one who suggested the divorce in the first place. That was said in frustration. I didn't actually mean it. Then you should not have said it. I took you at your word. You are being deliberately difficult. I'm being precise. There's a difference. Ryan told me you're demanding the house be torn down. Surely you'll cover the demolition costs. The mortgage is in your name. Absolutely not. Why not? You're the homeowner on paper. Because you put me on paper without my knowledge or permission. You used my identity to take out a loan I never agreed to. That is not my financial obligation. That is your crime. Crime? That is a very strong word. It's the accurate word. Forging someone's signature on a mortgage application is a felony. Using their personal information without consent is identity fraud. Constructing a building on private property without authorization is illegal occupation. I could go on. The mortgage company approved everything. They didn't say a word. The lender has its own liability here, and I intend to pursue that separately. But their negligence doesn't excuse yours. I can't believe this. We built that house with good intentions. Good intentions are not a legal defense, and I'm not sure the intentions were as good as you're framing them. You built a home for yourself and Ryan to live in on my property using my credit card while I was out of the country and completely unaware. We thought you'd be pleased. A family home. We are not family. We have not been family for a year. You simply forgot to check. So what do we have to do? What will it take for you to let this go? You can settle out of court. Demolition costs, damages, and the full loan balance. Paid in full. That's an enormous amount of money. Yes, crimes tend to be expensive. And if we can't pay? Well, then I file charges and we let the courts decide. Forgery of legal documents alone carries a potential prison time. I'm offering you a way to avoid that. It would be wise to take it seriously.
Amy, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please, just work with us here.
There's nothing to work with, Ryan. My lawyer has sent over the settlement terms. Review them.
I've looked at them. The numbers are impossible.
They reflect the actual damages. The demolition estimate alone came from 3 separate contractors. It's not inflated.
I'm not saying you made them up. I'm saying we can't pay them.
That's a problem for you to solve, not me.
You're really going to do this? You're going to take us to court over a house?
I'm going to hold you accountable for fraud. The house is just the evidence.
I honestly didn't think the divorce was real. I know that sounds insane, but I genuinely didn't believe you'd filed it.
And that tells me everything about how seriously you took our marriage.
That's not fair!
You signed divorce papers and went back to life as normal. You didn't call a lawyer, you didn't call me, you just continued. You didn't take it seriously because you have never taken anything seriously.
I've been doing a lot of thinking this past week.
Good. Think about how to raise the settlement amount.
Can't you just let me explain how this happened from my side?
I know how it happened. You had an idea, you didn't consult me, you didn't verify the legal situation, you didn't think through the consequences. That's how everything in your life has happened for the past 2 years.
Mom was supposed to handle the legal part. I thought she checked everything.
So now it's her fault?
I'm not! I'm just saying we both thought the other person had covered it.
Neither of you covered it, and my name is on a mortgage for a building I never approved. The excuses don't change that.
Fine. What if we negotiated the amount, came to something more manageable?
That is not a negotiation my lawyer will entertain. The figures are what they are.
You're enjoying this!
I'm not enjoying any of it. I'm exhausted. I came home from a year of hard work, hoping for some peace, and found a construction project and a mortgage in my name. I am not enjoying this.
Then show a little mercy!
Daily upgrades, remember? You told me every day you were upgrading. All that growth, and yet somehow none of it prepared you for basic legal literacy.
You don't have to keep bringing that up!
Review the settlement terms. Get back to my lawyer by the end of the week. Amy, I've made my decision. I'll accept the settlement. All right. Ryan didn't seem convinced. Are you sure you're both on board? Don't worry about that. Actually, I wanted to ask you something. Go ahead. Could you cut the settlement amount in half? I beg your pardon? It's not what it sounds like. The total amount covers both me and Ryan, right? There's no way I can cover the whole thing, so I was thinking, I'll pay my half. And Ryan's half? Well, that's his problem, isn't it? You were just telling me last week that you were against the whole plan from the beginning, that Ryan went ahead on his own. That's true. And yet your name is on the contractor agreement. Ryan showed me the paperwork. You signed off on every phase of the build. I was being supportive. That's what a mother does. What a mother does and what a co-conspirator does look identical in this case. You were involved from the beginning. Both of you made this happen together. Things have gotten out of hand. I accept that. But I can only be responsible for my own portion. I have to say, I am deeply disappointed in you. You spent years calling Ryan your pride and joy, coddling him, enabling every bad decision he made. This whole situation exists because of choices you both made together. And now you want to save yourself and leave him to drown? What can I do? Things have gone too far. I can't carry him through this. Honestly, I was against the whole idea from the start. Ryan just went ahead and did it on his own. Now you're blaming Ryan. The same Ryan you said would always be your child, no matter what? I've had a change of heart. He's an adult. I can't keep sheltering him. That wouldn't be good for him either. Sometimes tough love is the kindest thing a parent can do. You know what? I actually agree with you on that. See? Then you understand. I'll accept half from you. Your portion of the settlement is cleared. Really? Oh, Amy, you're so reasonable. There's one condition, though. Name it. Anything. Your half is accepted, but if Ryan's half isn't paid in full as well, I will not come to the table at all. What? Half the settlement doesn't make me whole. The agreement only takes effect when the full amount is on the table. Your contribution is half, Ryan's the other half. Both must be paid. Well, that's the same as before. Nothing's changed. Oh, for you it has. You only owe half. That's a concession I'm making. But if Ryan doesn't pay his half... Then there's no settlement. This offer, the settlement itself, is a courtesy I'm extending. I don't have to offer it at all. Don't push it. You can't be serious. That's outrageous. Then I'll see you both in court. You can't. From the day Ryan quit his job, I bent over backward for both of you. Even now, after everything you've put me through, I'm offering you a way out. If you can't accept that, I have nothing more to say. My goodwill has limits.
I just got off the phone with your lawyer. We're accepting the settlement.
Good. I'm glad.
Glad? My life is over! The settlement amount? There's no way we can pay it all! Mom panicked and decided to sell her house, sell the land, and it's still not enough! We'll have to take out loans just to cover the rest! How are we supposed to live after this?
At least you won't have a criminal record.
Yeah, great, but the debt is gonna crush us either way! This is too much!
I'm sorry to interrupt your self-pity, but if there's nothing else, I have things to do.
Don't walk away! Do you have any idea how much damage you've caused?
You caused this, both of you.
That's not...
I spent a year watching you throw away every opportunity. I warned you, I encouraged you, I begged you to take even one real step forward, and every time you dismissed me. And still, I stayed, because I wanted to believe you'd change.
It was only a year! I was changing. I just needed more time. I know I could have done it!
Could have gotten a job? Ryan, only people who take action get results. You took none.
I was investing in myself. I was building towards something big. I just know it!
Someday and eventually aren't plans. When was your someday going to arrive? Next year? In 10 years? In 20? I'm not going to spend my life waiting on a timeline that doesn't exist.
You still had no right to destroy my life like this!
The nobility of a person is found in how they face their duties and obligations.
What? Is that another one of your made-up quotes? Don't mock me!
That's Nietzsche. If you actually read anything during your development phase, you'd know him. It means a person's integrity is revealed by whether or not they actually meet their responsibilities. Someone who never tried to meet a single one, I think you know where that leaves you.
Shut up!
You heard only what made you feel good and ignored everything else. You can keep doing that. But the world won't wait. I won't wait.
I was going to change! I was going to...
What you were doing wasn't self-development. It was fantasy. The real world doesn't play along with fantasies. Ryan and his mother ultimately accepted the settlement to avoid criminal records. The financial consequences were severe. They sold the family home and the land, and it still wasn't enough. Both were left buried in debt with no clear path forward. To make things worse, Ryan discovered that his own mother had tried to negotiate a private deal to cut him loose and save only herself. The betrayal destroyed what little was left of their relationship. What they were left with was not a bright future, but the cold, hard weight of a debt-ridden reality they had created for themselves. They had avoided reality for so long, now there was nowhere left to look but straight at it. As for Amy, as soon as the settlement with Ryan and his mother was finalized, she filed suit against the lender and the contractor for their role in allowing the fraudulent mortgage to proceed. After some time, she won and received a substantial damages award. She could have retired comfortably. She chose not to. She had seen, up close, what happens to a person who stopped working, stopped pushing, and started believing that comfort was the same as progress. She wanted no part of that. Discipline over comfort, eyes forward. That's the only road worth walking.